Good evening. This is Dwayne Lowry for the DPP Grain Desk on Sunday, November 27th. Looks like we're going to start out a little bit better here tonight. Outside markets should find some support and encouragement from developments in Europe. It appears that Germany and France have basically both come to the conclusion that it's time to be more aggressive in trying to unite the fiscal policies of European Union and try to prepare a pathway that will lead to more aggressive money printing by the European Central Bank and more coordinated production against the bond vigilantes that have been basically attacking one country after another in the European Union. I think the developments in the news that have been on the news wires here over the weekend is going to provide some encouragement that maybe better times are ahead there, and maybe they're going to be more aggressive with a fix to handle the debt situation. So with that being said, I think you're going to find support to gold, support to crude oil, weaker U.S. dollar, and a general supportive tone to commodities. You also got a situation where the grain trade's been down 10 out of 12, 11 out of 12 days, depending on the markets you're looking at. Downside price objectives have been met. Short-term technical conditions are very oversold and extended, and conducive to some sort of corrective rally phase. With markets, in the case of wheat, making new lows for the year, in the case of beans, violating the early October lows and making new seasonal lows, and corn coming down to either match or jab into below the October lows. This is all a good thing. It's something that we talked about here for weeks as being a likely scenario before we ever got the seasonal bottom in, or the winter bottom in, whatever you want to call it. I think we are dealing with a major bottom price zone. We're dealing with a time zone that's conducive to making a significant bottom. And I think from here forward, it's time to not be bearish grain markets. It's time to be bullish. It's probably easiest to build a bullish case in corn. It's a little bit more difficult to build a bullish case in wheat or soybeans. But in the case of soybeans, I think it's also important to remember we're basically just hit at the 1st of December. This is we got the entire South American growing season still ahead of us. Who knows if we're going to get a problem there? But you know, even if they were to go on to harvest a bumper crop, we certainly could have a couple of weather scares along the way. So I think it's time to expect major bottoms to be defined here in this time and price zone. Upside potential in July corn, which is currently trading around $6. For July corn to go back to $7 or higher, $7.40, $7.50 is not an unreasonable possibility over the next several months. For beans to go back to trading $13 or maybe even a little higher than that is not an unreasonable possibility. For July wheat to rally back and trade significantly higher and match the gains in corn, or possibly even build on those gains, is not an unreasonable possibility. So I think there's plenty of reasons to be bullish here, plenty of reasons not to be bearish, and interestingly, the market is liquidated significantly, which is consistent with what you need for a bottom. Trader sentiment, which had been bullish only in corn for months, has now been given way to people fearful of being bullish, afraid of downside risk, and yet, where were they several weeks ago? Where were they a few months ago? So there's been a major transformation in trader sentiment here. And this is what you look for to get a significant bottom, to get a turn in the marketplace. And I'm very bullish here for opportunities over the next several months. But I also think it's important that producers approach these next several months with the idea that they are looking for price selling opportunities. They are looking for price protection opportunities for the 2012, possibly 2013 as well. And I think over the next several months we're going to get better selling opportunities. As for tonight, look for the markets to get a boost from the European news story developments. And I think we start a little bit higher. The market was very oversold on Friday, and late selling was probably exaggerated. And so I think we start higher. And I think if you're looking for a place to buy it, even minor strength here tonight is probably still a buying opportunity. For the DPP Grain Desk, this has been Dwayne Lowry. Thank you.